Let's discuss today why not innovative. Apple and Samsung are often criticized for lacking innovation because their recent product releases tend to focus on incremental improvements rather than groundbreaking advancements. Here are a few reasons why some people feel this way. 1. Incremental upgrades instead of breakthroughs. Apple iPhones have had similar designs for years, with minor improvements in cameras, battery life, and processing power. Features like high refresh rate displays, periscope zoom cameras, and always-on displays arrived late compared to competitors. While Samsung has pushed foldable phones, the core Galaxy S and Note series have seen mostly iterative updates. Features like higher megapixel cameras or AI improvements are often seen as refinements rather than true innovation. 2. Playing it safe. Both companies focus on mass market appeal, which means they avoid risky, experimental features. For example, Apple waited years before adopting features like USB-C, under-display fingerprint sensors, and foldable screens, choosing to perfect existing technologies instead of pioneering new ones. 3. Innovation happens elsewhere first. Many hardware innovations originate in companies like Huawei, Xiaomi, Oppo, and Google, which introduce experimental features like 1-inch camera sensors, ultra-fast charging, 240W rollable screens, and eye-powered photography before Apple and Samsung. Apple often perfects and mainstreams existing tech rather than inventing it, such as Face ID, 3D facial recognition, or LiDAR sensors. Samsung's foldables were innovative initially, but rivals like Oppo and Google have made significant improvements. 4. Software stagnation. iOS has evolved slowly, with many features catching up to Android years later: customizable home screens, split-screen multitasking. Samsung's One UI is feature-rich but heavily skinned, and some innovations, like Samsung DeX, haven't significantly changed in years. 5. Over-focus on marketing versus real innovation. Apple spends billions on marketing and ecosystem integration, making incremental upgrades feel like major breakthroughs. Samsung heavily promotes its new features, but often these are just refinements, e.g., Space Zoom, which has been around for several years. Counterpoint: are they actually innovative? To be fair, Apple and Samsung do innovate, but often in ways that aren't immediately visible, such as Apple, custom silicon, M-series chips, privacy-focused features, seamless ecosystem integration. Samsung, foldables, display technology, AMOLED, LTPO, and high-end camera sensors. However, if we define innovation as radical new ideas that change the industry, then Apple and Samsung have been less aggressive than companies like Tesla, EVs, SpaceX, rocketry, or even OpenAI, AI models. Would you agree with this assessment, or do you think they still lead in innovation?